It's fascinating to me, and I think to all of us, how much this has changed. Political coverage has changed since 2004. I mean, Politico.com, which is a huge source for me, and I think a lot of political journalists now, it has been incredibly influential in this campaign, didn't exist in 2004. And now they're breaking stories. I mean, they are one of the certainly top 5 sites that I check every morning when I'm trying to prepare and do my homework. Blogging, the internet, has dramatically changed the way all of us do our jobs. I think our focus has been and remains accountability, trying to hold people accountable, be it political candidates or politicians or business leaders or whoever. I mean, that's sort of the prism that I look through when I'm trying to map out my show every day. Now, I think, and this, we talked about this a lot in the panel, I think one thing that has changed for me is the evolution of journalism toward taking a stronger point of view than you have seen in the past. For example, I often felt when I was a White House correspondent, and I worked for NBC News at the time, that there was an obsession with providing equal time for both sides, which isn't always fair, frankly. I feel my role is to try to be fair and to try to get to the truth. And that means that if candidate A says it's cloudy outside and candidate B says it's sunny outside, and I look out the window and I see it's cloudy, I should be able to say candidate A is right, candidate B is wrong. And that's not partisan, that's not opinion, that's just fact. As a journalist, I have a fair amount of political reporting experience. I should be able to use that and should be able to discern when there is a debate and clearly one side is wrong. I should be able to point that out to my viewers. If I don't, I'm insulting their intelligence, and I'm not comfortable with myself because I'm ignoring something that is clearly factual and is staring me in the face.
How is media affecting the decision-making process around this election?
Well, first of all, I see that, you know, I heard Rick give those statistics about young people not being as engaged. I think it was a third. But what I'm encouraged by is the vast number of young people who are coming new to the process because of who these candidates are. Now, we can't take credit for that, certainly in the media. It's not us. It is John McCain, Barack Obama, Sarah Palin, and Joe Biden. It is fascinating, I think, for a lot of people to have the first African-American presidential nominee. It's fascinating to have a woman on the ticket for a lot of people. There's just an excitement surrounding this. The fact that you don't have a president running for re-election. You have 2 new mavericks. I think you could call both of them mavericks in their own way, who are bringing something new and different to the process, and people are engaged and excited in a way they haven't been in a very long time. Also, because of the problems facing this country right now, we're obviously in an economic crisis. We are fighting 2 wars. To not be engaged in the process, you kind of have to have your head in the sand, to not be at least a little bit tuned in. And so I think that explains the enormous numbers that we're seeing in terms of our viewership on cable, you know, the spike in readership that they're seeing in print, and certainly, you know, on the internet.